You're watching special pre-event coverage of the 2026 NADA show exclusively on CBT News.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. Thanks so much for joining me this morning on the NADA edition of Driving Solutions here at CBTnews.com. As AI evolves, the question isn't whether dealers should use it, but how to use it in a way that actually drives ROI, which is so vitally important, especially in fixed ops. Joining us today is Dave Perry, CEO of Blink AI Automotive, to kind of help us figure all of this out. And there's so many dealers, Dave, as you know, that are trying to navigate this AI situation that we find ourselves in, and it is here to stay for sure. So talk to me. First of all, it's great to see you, great to catch up with you. It's been too long. You guys are making some big waves out there. That's why we wanted to have you back in, and a lot of dealers are talking about you and your company. So talk to us. How is AI shifting from assertive or assistive tools, I should say, to systems that take action on behalf of the dealers?
Well, yeah, Jim, it's great to see you again too. Remember seeing you at Snowmageddon,
That's right.
last year, and
it was just you and I in the convention center.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had a great time though, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but no, this has been a really exciting year as more and more people have adopted AI technologies. Dealerships are taking advantage of a lot of the capabilities that it has.
Yeah.
But I mean, the technology is moving so quickly, and the capabilities are moving so quickly that I think that what I'm seeing, and I'm really excited about, Jim, is that AI is moving from just being an assistive device, something that can prompt you or nudge you or suggest things, and really moving into what I would call a system of action.
Okay.
We got lots of systems of records, the DMS, the CRM, and various other things that are really data repositories. But now AI, and in particular, Blink is moving into becoming more of a system of action, where the system, the AI itself, can understand what customer intent is occurring in real time, and then take action on its own to address that.
Okay.
Bringing in humans when humans need to be involved, of course, but the 80-20 rule applies, and a lot of things can just be done because the customer wants things to happen quick. Nothing good happens to a dealership that moves slowly.
That's right. That's right. And you bring that up about the human element, which is still so vitally important. The dealers that I talk to that are still on, down the middle of the road here going, do I use more AI? Do I not? Is it going to cost me customers because they're not talking to a human? So I think all the industry right now is kind of in flux on that very particular topic. But where are dealers seeing the biggest operational bottlenecks today between missed calls, slow follow-up, overwhelmed advisors?
Yeah, I think you kind of nailed it there, right? There are so many inputs now, right? So used to be the customer would just give you a call. I mean, that was it. And now the inputs from the customer can come in so many ways. They could call you, they could text you, they could come to your website, they could go to Google My Business or Google Search and locate you there. And more importantly, they can begin now, or they do begin now, to get connected car alerts. And so all of these inputs are driving the need for some action. And that's where, as we previously said, if you've got a system of action where it can understand these inputs and then drive it to completion, oftentimes it's an appointment. I want information about my car. I want to understand, some more information about, what the dealership is about. Then all of those things can happen 24/7. They don't require a human being to call that customer because it takes time. It's a slower process, and humans don't work 24/7. So I think that the opportunity inside of fixed ops in particular is going to be so open to transformation over the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, Jim, that we're going to see some exciting times in fixed ops.
Yeah, it seems like fixed ops has become ground zero for AI-driven ROI, right? Talk to me about that.
Well, if you think about it, selling a car is sort of a one-time event,
Yeah.
every 4 years or
Yep.
5 years
That's
like
right.
that. But your relationship with that customer is really honed and nurtured through your service
That's
relationship.
right.
And that's
That's
where you
right.
get the opportunity to build trust with that customer. That's where you get to demonstrate your responsiveness to that customer. And then that's when, that customer is ready to buy their next vehicle
That's
or
right.
trade in theirs. You're going to be there. You're going to be the first choice, and that's what every dealer really needs. That gives you the edge to have both sides of your business equally performing well.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I think there's just more variability. Interest rates, tariffs, all those things are driving the ups and downs in the new car business. But when you've got basic customers that who need regular service on their vehicles, and you can bring them in and at the time that service is needed,
Hmm.
that's going to drive your profitability of your dealership
Yeah.
on a much more
Yeah,
sustainable
no question.
basis.
And also, from a CSI standpoint, I know that I've said this before, but I'm addicted now to when I call American Express or I call Delta or I call other companies out there that use a very effective AI tool. I would rather that. And from a customer satisfaction standpoint, obviously we're so focused about CSI in dealerships today. That's a major factor, especially if you want to get more of that brand's dealerships somewhere else, that they're going to be looking at your CSI. This helps in a very big way with that as well, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can go back and compare the auto industry with just about any other. I'm a bit older. I think the last time we talked, I told you about me involved in AI in the 1980s.
You did.
Well, that was about the same time that ATM machines showed up. And I recall, oh, no. People, when they're talking about their money, they want to talk to a human
There you
being. They
go.
want to
Right.
show up. They want to get there in the bank. They want to see
Right.
their bank, right?
Right. Yeah. Who
And
would ever
we've
go to a
seen what's happened.
machine? Right.
Yeah, and really what you want is you want your transaction, your need. You've got certain things that you're trying to get accomplished as the customer, and you just want them to be done quickly, you know, completely
That's right.
and fairly, and that's what you're looking for.
That's right.
And if you can really provide that on a consistent basis, on a quality basis, which we can now,
Yeah.
then that's going to take care of the customers. Now, even those that still want to come in, they would still want to talk to a human being. That's why banks still have branches, but most people are banking on their phone or
That's
at the
right.
ATM now, not in the bank.
That's right. Who would ever think there'd be a time you're taking a picture of the check that you receive, you hit send, and all of a sudden it's in your account. I mean these times are changing, right? Or through a grocery store, this isn't necessarily AI involved, but you go through a grocery store now and they'll have one person behind a cash register taking the groceries, but then all of these self-serve elements out there and to me, that's the quickest way for me. I'm like, you know what? I got this. I'm going right through self-serve and I'm scanning the items myself. I'm in and out, right?
Jim, it's a 24/7 world that we
Yeah,
live in.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and
Yep.
people work days, they work nights. They drive cars to get places
Yep.
or to just enjoy that comfort of the car. And when it needs service, when they're thinking about it, that's when they want to engage.
Yeah.
Not when the dealership's open, not when somebody's available, not when somebody can return their call. We're moving away from that and let it be the system of action that can all those steps on your behalf as the dealership. They're
Yep.
operating for you, but bring you in. You can tell it, look, if in this sort of situation, we need to bring in the human.
Yeah.
And we can track now that through the entire process of the customer engagement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can be able to very easily predict, is that customer more likely to come back to service the next time, and is that customer more likely to come back and buy their next vehicle? In fact, we can nudge them to do that. We know the age of the car, we
Yeah.
know condition, we know lots of information about that car. So when they do bring it in for service, what a great time to go ahead and get an assessment of it and maybe take a look at the new vehicles.
That's right. And so many dealers now are using their service drive lane as a lane of acquisitions for used cars
Absolutely.
for the used car department, and this helps in that area as well. Talk to us about the role of AI in turning customer intent, the calls, texts, telematic alert, into booked appointments and real revenue.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's what Blink AI really specializes on. There are so many point solutions in the marketplace today, and they all do a good job for what they do for the most part, but they're siloed. They're not interconnected across the whole, systems of record inside the dealership, right? So you may have a voice AI system that, that gives a good explanation about the dealership and can book an appointment, but it has no idea that you've got telematic alerts open. It has no idea that you may have recalls open.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things. So it's that platform that really gives the power to AI.
Yeah.
So that if we're getting alerts on Telematica, we can integrate those into our voice or our web scheduling services. We can do that on our outreach basis so that customer, imagine this, you bring your car in for an oil change, and then while you're there, they're like, oh, you got a recall due as well.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a 3-hour call. What an inconvenient, situation that is.
For sure.
No, so if you know in advance, let that customer know, hey, here's an opportunity. Let's book you at a time where you can come in, drop it off, and then we'll take care of everything for you. That's what the customer wants, and that's what the dealer wants too, because that's additional revenue.
Yeah, no question about it.
So, yeah, and there's going to be more ways that customers will be, booking their service too. It may be that maybe I want mobile service. Maybe I want to drive it in. Maybe I want you to pick it up. And I need to be able to understand what intent is there as well, because, the dealer has the means to serve the customer a lot better, but only using, I think, companies like Blink AI, but AI specifically to be able to bring all these things together, Jim.
Sure. Having said that, and we're going to NADA, just right here in the next week or so, and it's just going to be an ocean of companies out there all touting what they've got in the area of AI and what have you. So from your perspective, what should dealer groups be thinking about as they evaluate point solutions versus broader platforms?
Yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of shiny objects as you walking up and down those aisles.
Oh yeah, yep.
I just flew back last night, and I was visiting with a large dealer group on the East Coast, and they were saying, look, we're thinking we may not even go because we're just scared that there's just so many things that will look cool, but then not perform.
Right.
This dealer has more than 30. It's a group, and they've got more than 30 dealerships in, and they're like, we've got a different system of record. We got different processes in each one, and that's not good.
Right.
We need to find those vendors that can offer a full platform across the whole customer engagement section or sessions, that our customers may have.
Sure.
And then we can make sure that customer experience is the same regardless of which of our dealerships they may go to.
Yeah, very good.
Independent of brand, location, age of cars, any of those sorts of things.
Yeah.
So look for platforms, not point solutions. It would be my best advice.
Okay. Yeah, and really when you think about it, the dealer is concerned about their particular brand. Whether in order for that to run smoothly for their consumers, because they're the ones that are, that the consumer is going to be pointing to say, hey, I called one service center, it's a way different experience than the other one. And I agree with you. The continuity needs to be there across all those rooftops, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys are going to be out there at NADA for people that are listening, for dealers that are listening, and fixed ops directors and GMs and everyone else that tunes in to our show daily. They're going to be in the North Hall at 6453N. Put them on your short list. You're seeing the information right here on the screen. Make sure that you jot that down. We want to be bringing you solutions like this at CBT News. Blink AI has enjoyed a very good name in the area of AI, specifically for fixed ops. and I'm excited for you to see what they've got going on. And obviously we were kidding before we got recording with Dave today, because he said, man, I've been doing AI since the 80s. And I think at the time, a year ago, I said, oh my God, I didn't even know AI existed in the 80s. So you're talking to somebody that is a veteran of AI, has seen all the ups and downs and the ins and outs. So here's a guy that you want on your side. So Dave Perry, CEO of Blink AI Automotive, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Very much appreciate it. I will stop by your booth to say hello. Please do the same. I think we're going to maybe interview you there at the CBT stage as well. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Yeah, we've got a big show planned. DM me if you'd like to meet up in person. We got some new announcements that we're going to make at the show that are very exciting, and some new partnerships. So please come by, visit with us. And Jim, it's going to be great to see you too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching the special edition of Driving Solutions exclusively on CBT News.